can't do anything. I'm a nice man. I mind my own business. So you tell me that's that before I beat the hell from you. I have a love in my life. It makes me stronger than anything you can imagine. I would say that's that, mattress man.
Of What the Hell Happened to Them, the Adam Sandler saga. With me, as always, is my good buddy DP Joe Veckman.
Double penetration?
You got it! And
brother.
if not, director of photography. And, of course, on the audio boards, Lev Van Rensselaer. Hello, Lev.
Wouldn't it be DOP?
No, they just call it DP.
Oh, the of.
Yeah.
That poor phrase.
Yeah.
The phrase of.
We'll never know which one came first. More than likely the former. Yeah, I'm getting to it, Lev. All right, and today's podcast is brought to you by Slinky Tops. They are the fine people that can untangle your slinky if your slinky gets tangled over at Slinky Tops. What is this copy from the 80s, Lev?
They're the tops. They are from the 80s.
Don't encourage this. Where do you find these? All right, fine. All right, we're going to go on the show. Thank you, Lev. Okay. All right, today, of course, we're going to do probably, I think, what's going to be both of our favorite movies in the podcast, Punch Drunk Love.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear that's one of your favorites. Or your favorite of his.
It's definitely, I think it had, I don't know what could be better than Punch Drunk Love and the Adam Sandler oeuvre.
Well, you haven't seen Funny People yet.
That's true. I've not seen a lot of Adam Sandler movies still. I think we're getting to the point of Adam Sandler movies now where I haven't heard of any of them.
Oh, well...
Like, after the cartoon, I stopped paying attention to the advertisements. I might watch them and I'll go, oh, yeah, this was a thing.
Well, you're kind of okay in that sense.
Yeah? Oh, that's good.
You didn't miss much.
Yeah.
Yeah, Punch Drunk Love.
All right, Joe. Well, Joe, I think this is one of your favorite movies from your favorite director.
Yeah,
so
Paul Thomas Anderson.
Why don't you lead us off with a little bit of the old plot synopsis?
Oh, boy. This Adam Sandler, he's a very lone, he's lonely but not in his family. He's got 7 sisters, and I feel like they tormented him when he was a child, and so that's why he's kind of just recluse.
Yeah, it does feel like he might have been like the youngest of them.
Yeah.
And out of these 6 Amazonian type sisters he had.
Even though I know that Marilyn Rice Cup is probably a little younger.
Sure, in real life, but Cass, she even acts like an older sister.
Yeah.
You know, like there's just this baby brother that came along at the end of their sibling nest.
Yeah, it also doesn't seem like he's ever been in a relationship before.
No.
Or anything.
Nothing. Oh, that is to say, nothing very long term.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple dates here or there, maybe.
And just the exploration of him going into this relationship that his sister is trying to set up for him.
Yeah.
With Emily Watson.
Yeah, I watched this movie a couple of years ago, which somebody recommended to me as a character study for in reference to someone else we'd been talking about a lot, and. So it was a great movie, and I enjoyed it a lot. Especially since it's not that I dislike P.T. Anderson. I just, he's good. He's good at what he does.
Oh God, I don't even want to hear this right now.
It's just not something that I'm that interested in watching. That's all. I think I've probably watched at least half his movies, if not most of them.
Yeah.
Well, how many has he done? 8.
Okay, we'll go from the Hard 8 is the first one. Which
I haven't seen that one.
I want to bring that over to you to watch.
Yeah.
Boogie Nights.
Seen that one.
Magnolia.
Not seen that one.
Punch Drunk Love.
Seen that one.
There Will Be Blood.
Seen that one.
The Master.
Seen that one.
Inherent Vice.
Okay.
So you've only seen...
I've seen that one too.
Oh, hey.
So I've seen most of them, in fact.
Yes.
There's like two missing.
I would even call you a fan right by now.
Yeah.
How many you've seen.
I keep going. It's like Joss Whedon. I keep going even though I never enjoy it.
I would never tell people who aren't a fan of him to see Inherent Vice.
Oh my God, Inherent Vice was awful.
No,
I was so excited for that movie too.
I think it's for people who just love anything he'll do.
Yeah.
Which I am.
Yes.
But I still think it's a great movie.
No.
because
No.
I read the book. We're getting off topic here.
Sure. Listen, someday there'll be this great essay or this great film essay,
and I will pretend that I have
video
written it.
essay, right? And I'll look at it and I'll say, all right, well, let's see what they're looking at it, and then there'll be all these things that I didn't understand or I didn't get or I didn't believe, and I'll feel like an idiot for not seeing them. But right now, going with my gut, I look at that and I go, ugh, why? I think I was alone in that theater, too. I was up in New York when I was working on that movie.
I saw the movie 3 times in theater.
I know you. I remember you telling me that, and I remember thinking, what?
And since then, I've seen it 2 more times when it
Jesus,
came out.
Joe.
It's really long, but it's very good.
It is so long.
I think it's a very interesting ensemble. Because he hasn't done those really in a long time. I think the last one he did was Magnolia. The other ones have more been character studies.
Yeah.
And... But this was a character study.
Yeah, so this time when I'm watching
this is beginning his character studies.
You had one time you told me that P.T. Anderson called this his version of an Adam Sandler movie.
Yeah. Oh no,
yeah.
He had there was a press conference that he did right after Magnolia came out, and they're like, do you know what you're gonna do for your next film? And P.T. Anderson's like, I want to direct an Adam Sandler comedy. That's what and then they all just looked at him with like blank faces, and they thought he was crazy.
But looking at it through that lens.
Yeah.
Like I buy it.
Yeah.
I look at that after having seen the Billy Madisons and the Happy Gilmores and the Water Boys, and it made more. And I got it was what this is like a 3D textured version of that man-child character.
Oh, definitely.
Right? There's a real reason behind it, and it's much more believable. There are a lot more consequences than him just being this likable guy that makes us laugh.
And he does make us laugh in this. He
does make us laugh.
It's very funny.
But it's almost a little cruel because we're kind of laughing at him a lot.
Like when he bumps into the door.
Like it's like in the early third, maybe early half, we're sort of laughing at him until he finally, I don't know, we
want to root for him.
Yeah, he earns our sympathy just because. I don't know. Because we feel bad about how hard just everyday life is for him. Like it is not Happy Gilmore just being or Big Daddy just being lazy and living off money, and that's just what it is. He's like one step away from being an adult. He just doesn't take it. But this is a man. There's people who are managed to have these serious mental development issues, and that's what makes this a lot more interesting to watch. It makes it a lot more charming because there is a real person there, so it's easier to sympathize with him, even though hopefully most of us aren't like him. That's the advantage of good writing.
Yeah. I like that brand.
Yes. That's what I looked at when I was watching this. You also interrupted me in the middle of this, too, when you were in L.A. That's how long ago I watched this movie.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And again, I'm trying to get it from the Joe. As much as a PDL. I'm a fan of it. Let me get to it. But you
PTL, P.T. Anderson.
Or maybe you were talking about Joel McHale, or maybe that was when you interrupted me on the bike track. You interrupt me when I'm doing a lot of things, Joe.
I'm sorry. Oh, man. This is just
That's what I've learned
big
here.
old shit on Joe.
I see. Like, in my notes, like, I don't remember what the first shot of this movie is, but I wrote that it tells me
the
a lot
first shot of the movie,
character.
I can tell you that, because it used to be my background on my computer.
What is it?
It's just this, like, kind of kiddie corner.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Tim in the office and he's on the phone.
Gray walls, one blue streak where he's in the blue suit, he's behind a desk, and he's talking on a phone.
He's on the phone to the pudding guy. Right?
I don't think it's the pudding guy. He's just on a customer call.
Okay, yeah.
For his plunger business.
No, I think he was talking, he was trying to figure out what was going on with the free mileage. Like, he was trying to confirm that he would get the free air mileage.
Was that already?
I think that it like starts up there like, hey, is this real? If I do this, is this real? And he's like,
I think that might be later, but...
Oh, look it up. Look it up. You have the shooting script on you.
You know what?
You big nerd.
I don't mind being called a nerd.
Listen, I kid you not, because I was looking over the last few weeks for the Rick and Morty scripts. I couldn't find them anywhere. Like, nobody's published those.
Oh, I'm sure they'll be out soon.
And when I was in Emerson, I spent a lot of time in the library reading the old Frasier scripts that they had there. So I'm not going to judge you here. Oh, they do make them.
But no, actually, like, on Twitter... Dan and Justin were asked if they were going to put the shooting scripts out, and they said, within the next year they will have them out.
I would totally read those.
So it says, first line, Barry, yes, I'm still on hold. And the operator says, and what was that? And what was this? And he says, I'm looking at your ad. Oh, you're right.
Yes.
All right, so you know my favorite movie better than I do. I'm looking at your advertisement for the airline promotion giveaway.
Yeah,
this is Fly With Us.
But it's a great show, right? It has that. I think we do a slow dolly, but at the very least, we have this We have this
camera. Steadicam holds on a man in a suit sitting behind a desk on the phone.
Yeah, we have this. What we have is this tiny man in this lost in this big background, but he's not really lost in it. It's just much bigger than he is because there's nothing else going on. It's a man in a desk in an empty room.
And that blue streak just across the wall.
Yeah,
and that's where he kind of blends in right with the suit.
Yeah, but other than that, it's mostly a dirt color. So
Yeah.
he's like in this weird dungeon, this prison that he's put himself in. He's incarcerated himself. So right then, I know everything I need to know about this movie. Like, I know who this character is, and I have a pretty good idea of what his journey is going to be. That's great directing.
And
he's a
you know
great
what?
craftsman, P.T. Anderson.
You kind of also know that within Billy Madison when he's just sitting in the pool.
I think that was my note on that when we did that episode too. I said first shot was great. You know, right away he's got he not only is a pool, he's wearing his shoes, like he's wearing boots.
Yeah, he's wearing his big
like work boots in this. And you're like, great, I know everything about this guy too. Like that's. See?
Suntan lotion.
He's thinking about the suntan lotion. I know everything about that character, too.
He's a drunk guy.
He
doesn't know what date it is.
Doesn't know what date it is. He sings a song about gum later on, I think. Like it's
it sings. It's a huge musical number.
It's a musical number. It was a weird movie, Joe.
It was
weird
fantastic.
Weird movie. So that was great there. And the whole first scene was pretty great, too. Like, one shot sets everything up, but the whole scene just expands on it the whole time, right? I think he's looking at that piano.
Oh, well, because he sees outside.
Yeah.
He opens the door, and he looks outside, and there's just a
just that piano.
No,
right?
no, not yet.
No, yeah, the truck comes.
The truck flips.
It drops. Yeah.
Oh, the car flips.
A car flips,
and then
a
truck
second
just
truck comes
by and just drops the piano
off.
And yeah, that's one of my notes.
Now that I would say though was some of the weaker. Like I remember him reacting to those things, and that was a little forced on his part. So that was some of Adam Sandler's weaker moments in there. But other than most of the time in this movie, he's pretty spot on in this character.
Yeah.
So I know he can. So Adam Sandler, if you listen to this, is he listening to this, Lev? I mean, he's probably not listening to this. But if you're listening to this,
Lev,
not
live.
if you're listening to this, Lev, if you're listening to this, Adam, Mr. Sandler. Can I call you Adam? Thank you. If this is Adam.
Call him the Sandman.
Listen to this sandbag.
Sandman!
Sandman. What did you say?
Sandman? Sandman.
I thought you said sandbag.
We call him the Sandman if we're friends.
Listen, Sandman.
Which we're not yet,
listen, Mr. Sandman.
Listen, Mr. Sandman.
I know you can act. So, please do. Or if you want to do these goofy comedies, give yourself a better part in them. Do more with them. Come on.
Well, I'll be able to tell you very soon why he doesn't do many movies like
Great.
this.
Right, we can have that discussion too. All right. So,
I want to say
yeah.
I never understand why the car flips over, but I'm always glad it does.
Like it's almost. I'd forgotten that part. I had remembered the piano just being there.
Yeah.
After both times watching it, I still forgot about that car flipping. So I don't know why that never stuck out with me. But that's this violent world that he's afraid of and that he's always very, very distant from.
Do you think that's what it is?
I think that's part of it. I think that's part of this thing. I think it's almost irrelevant what it's actually doing. It's just something that's afraid that he doesn't want to know, and we're in that journey with him where we don't want to go. Like it's really sectioned up to like he's got that wall with the gate in the middle, so we don't even get the periphery of it. All we have is what's straight ahead. He doesn't care about what's around it, just in the moment. That's what he needs to focus on right there. What do I need to worry about now? Oh, it's out of sight? Great, not my problem anymore. But that piano's still there. It's still lingering there. It never leaves from that field of view in that wall.
It's also broken, and he has to fix it with tape.
The piano?
Yeah.
That's right, I remember that. Yeah, right? Because like the little bag organ thing?
They actually had a piano. It's... what's it called? There's actually a name for it.
They did call it something different, like a harmonium.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Along those lines.
But they actually use it on set, and oh my god,
he plays a song on it, doesn't he?
It's he. But
he just fiddles with it, maybe.
What's the composer's name? I can't think of his name.
The composer of the movie?
Yes.
Okay.
He actually used that actual instrument, the harmonium,
cool.
and it was he had to tape it up, so it has like the whole authentic sound.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name. Oh my god, why can I not remember his name? This is bugging me.
That's okay. You'll figure it out.
It's John Bryan.
Yeah, you ready to go?
There we go.
I think you were listening to it in the car.
Yeah, I have the soundtrack.
You have the soundtrack of the movie.
And the shooting script.
And you have the shooting.
And why don't I have the Blu-ray of this? Because they have not released it.
They haven't released this on Blu-ray?
No.
No?
I want them to do a Criterion with Anderson doing commentary.
Cool. I might get it if it comes on that.
Yeah.
I might do that.
Because they always do awesome art on Criterion.
They do. I do. I think I don't have that many. I think I might have Apocalypse Now and Last Year Mary Bad. I think that's all I have on Criterion.
Apocalypse Now is so good.
Not only is Apocalypse Now, it's also the bonus edition Apocalypse Now with the 50 extra minutes that you don't really need.
Oh, the Redux? No, it is. I've only seen the Redux.
And the documentary too.
Heart of Darkness.
I got all three, baby. I got all three.
Oh, I want to see Heart of Darkness.
I can't be beat. Can't be beat. Oh, this guy uses a lot of lens flares. Can we talk about... I don't remember him using so many lens flares in other movies.
I think it was a stylistic choice because he never does.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out the advantage of this movie, but all the time it bothers me. I think I just have a bias against lens flares, so I didn't get too deep onto why it was there. I'm like, oh, easy there, PT, let's go. And this is one of my early notes, too, so in the first 10 minutes, he must have gone overboard with it. All right, J.J. Abrams, calm down here. All right,
before J.J. Abrams was really...
Yeah, it's when J.J. Abrams saw Punch Drunk Love, he's like, ooh.
Oh, boner.
Ooh, let me put that in this last pilot I'm working on. Do.
He might have been doing Alias, but I don't remember Alias that well.
Oh, he would have been doing Alias, that's right.
But
I forgot about Alias.
Fuck Alias. I don't like that show.
You don't like it? I don't
I watched the first season.
I just have no opinion of it. I said, there it was, and then I moved on.
Maybe
with
that's
my
how
life.
I feel about it. Maybe I don't hate it.
That's what happened. Right, and then so we have this character, right? It's not a cartoon like the other movies. It's got some breath to it, which makes it a lot more fun for me to watch, and a lot more fun for me to watch a second time.
Oh, yeah.
I think I don't know. Like, as much as I liked Waterboy, I don't think I need to watch that anytime soon because I remember most of it. But this one I would watch again and see these different shades of this character come off. But even the jokes, which were pretty much on the same line of this main character, they also feel a little more adult and feel a little more breath, and they have this third dimension to them. So because they're not like punchlines, they're just things that are funny. Mm-hmm. That's what it is. They're just funny moments, I guess. Nobody's getting set up and teeing off like in a sitcom. And this isn't me knocking sitcoms. I love sitcoms, but it's just that. It just lets it like it's just a moment. And he doesn't tell us that it's funny. We just gather that on our own. Lets the audience do the work. It's a smart man's comedy.
Oh, yeah. Well, Paul Thomas Anderson. I was hearing an interview with him.
Yeah,
and he said he didn't want. He doesn't. When he goes home, he doesn't want to watch like a movie like Magnolia or like even like Boogie Nights. He wants to just sit down and watch an Adam Sandler comedy because he just wants to like
just want to relax,
turn off his brain and just like enjoy and laugh. And so he kind of did that, but he also made it really smart and
yes, but I don't know. Like you could still kind of turn your brain off here. You just like it's not like you're turning it off per se. It's just that you don't. The brain's not to do the work. The movie's doing it a lot for you. You know, and your brain's wanting to do it on its own.
It's so wonderful.
You're not watching a Danish revival film here. You're not watching Seventh Seal where you have to really like, all right, what's going on? Nah,
but there's still stuff to analyze.
There's enough of a plot there to happen if you want to turn it off. But if your mind goes somewhere, just let it go. It's not a big deal. Mm-hmm. Not a big deal, right? And this movie starts off a lot like the Adam Sandler comedies, mm-hmm. right? It's a guy just down on his luck. But the other ones where it's all kind of taken care of in a scene. A father's calling, being like, "Hey, why are you such an idiot?" Or somebody else is explaining it through some or he does it like an opening narration thing. This movie's like, "Oh, this is a long-standing problem. It's not going to be fixed very easily." And I think that's even how the movie resolved. He's like, listen, it's going to take a while. All right, just give me time. Yeah. He's hiding it in the metaphor of this pudding because he can't put it into words because that's how far behind he is from being an adult. But that's what he's actually saying.
Flies off to Hawaii to see her.
No, well, that's the ending. But I'm talking about like where he chases her in that building. He's like, listen, we can go anywhere we want. I can do it. I can be a good guy. Just give me time. He's
that's the ending.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Physically, he's talking about the pudding. But emotionally speaking, he's just saying, I can do this. I will. I just need more time and need patience. This isn't something that can be fixed in 90 minutes. This is not an easy problem. Being a man-child, I've been a man-child all my life. It's going to take a lot more than 90 minutes to fix a 30-year problem. Mm. I think he only wears the one suit the whole movie, right?
Yeah.
That's his
he takes off the jacket, but he's
but it's still a suit. And he's like, why'd you wear it? He's like, I don't know. Felt like I should.
Yeah.
Felt like he should. And you know what? I buy that. Of course he would say that. He truly does. Like, that's a guy who loves his roots. That's why he's staying away from that piano so much. He's afraid he's going to get in trouble if he takes it. He's afraid those guys are going to come back for it. But it's this great victory for him when he steals it. And he's all very afraid he's going to get caught the whole time.
And he tries to justify wearing the suit to Emily Watson's character because he's like, I'm wearing this suit because I had a meeting earlier. Like, he doesn't want her to think that he just wears this suit a lot. Yeah. And I just like how he has to always have a reason for something.
So, we're talking about her because there's a lot of this movie, because there's a lot of this movie, I'm like, okay, well, why is she into him, though? Like, why is this a big fucking deal? Like, this is the moment, that was like one moment, like, I'm not buying this. And then she's like, oh, I went to you that first time on purpose, which I was also mad about because I'm like, why? Like, it felt like easy. Not before she had said that, when she was this girl, and then it ended up also being the friend. I'm like, come on, you're not that lazy, are you, PT?
I feel like the sister told her.
Right, exactly. But then she admits, she's like, listen, I went there to meet you first to see if you were like, and I go, oh, you're a little nuts too. So then everything made a little bit more sense. You've been damned. Like, she even like hints at like a bad relationship she had before, and so somehow she got super
I think she said she was married.
Yeah, she was married and it was bad, right? So there's this relationship. It clearly ended poorly, but way worse than she expected. Maybe he was just really mean and abusive, or he just cheated on her a bunch of times. She had this problem with trust, and there was just something about, like, she saw in him this broken person or this damaged person, and she was able to relate to that and found that appealing and thought, oh, here's someone that will get me. Or maybe she was broken before, and the other guy didn't get it. And so, but whatever, okay, those two clues, all of a sudden everything made, that's all you needed too, just 2 lines, and everything all made sense. I was like, okay, that's it, it's fine. It's not that she's just this hot girl and you needed a leading actress to fill this role. There's a real reason why she's putting up with his infantilism.
And they're not too far apart in the age either, which was nice.
That's nice. It was classic.
But the scene you were just talking about was when he's in Hawaii and the parade's going on in the background, and he's by the telephone, and then when he finds out that she wants to see him, the light goes on in the telephone, and I really like that.
Yeah, these small little clues to get us. That's a prop being used to help show off a character thing.
And he was right before that. He actually was yelling at his sister. He's like, "Just give me her number. Don't stop fucking with me." And he got so angry, and I was like, he's standing up for himself for the first time in front of his sisters.
Yeah, it's like this. So when of course that's the advantage, but that's also a good use of this. That's one of his man-child trademarks, right? That's just instant anger. It's what made Happy Gilmore work, right?
Yeah.
And he had this Happy Gilmore moment when he's just breaking these windows there, right in the middle of the house, just for no reason. But it all feels more believable, and it's not charming or funny. It's just like, holy shit, this guy's nuts. And they all kind of put up with it, and we kind of put up with it because by now we know there's somebody deeper in there. But that, again, it's this third dimension that's added to it. This extreme anger is still funny. It's still fun to watch, but it has this extra breath, like, oh shit type moment to it. There's a realism there that puts us a little bit on edge when it happens. Like, there's a cost to it. There's always a cost to these things.
I really want Sandler to do another Paul Thomas Anderson movie.
So you were talking about the phone scene earlier, right? You were reading me this long. You were reading from the script.
Oh
the
yeah.
phone scene.
Do you want me to read?
I don't want you to read it. Why would we read that?
You don't want to do
We're
this?
not gonna. It's not a radio drama, Joe. Why would we read from the script?
Let me just find the line.
Did we read from the Waterboy script? No.
I didn't have the Waterboy script.
Did we read from the Going Overboard script? No, because I imagine it was written on napkins.
Also,
and it
I
only
feel like they
exists in the
didn't
director's hands.
Yeah. He's just giving away all of his information over to this operator. Oh yeah, I feel like we should just give an honorable mention to Philip Seymour Hoffman's small role. But
he's the villain, though. He's the villain.
He's the villain, he's not there that long, but what he does in those little moments is just amazing. When he's just yelling at the phone, he's like, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. And he's just yelling, and he's like, shut the fuck up. Yeah,
there's also that element, right? There's also that kind of contrasting man-ish child. That he's clearly got a lot more of his shit together, but it seems to be, it's just hidden, that's all. It's still there. At least Adam Sandler has it on the surface so the problem can be fixed. But Philip Seymour Hoffman has buried it deep, deep down in his psyche. He may never get to fix this problem, and that's why he... that's why he has these personas just yelling to solve his problems. And even at the end, he takes his victory as being just telling him to shut up one final time. You're like, oh yeah, I got it, and then he runs away. But in his mind, he feels like he's won, and that's kind of depressing, and that character will never evolve from this moment. Yeah. Only Adam Sandler does.
And yeah, he tells him to shut up one more time, and I just loved how Adam Sandler's still holding the phone that he had from where his work was, and he just brings it with him the whole time, the whole trip. He just has it in his hand.
The whole plane trip, car trip, whatever it is. Yeah. He always had a phone in his hand,
and the cord's just dangling on the ground.
Yeah, it's funny. This movie's funny.
And then he's like, "You." He just walks off.
He's like, "What did I just say?" He's like, "That was it. Thank you."
Yeah, thank you. He walks
off.
Works. So do you want? I have the scene. Do you want to do the scene?
No, I don't want you to do the scene.
No, we can do it together.
We're not.
Do you want to do the
together.
sexy voice?
Well, no one's made a sexy voice, Joe.
I can do the sexy voice.
No, you can't, Joe.
Hi, is this Jack?
Joe. We're good. Everybody, if you haven't seen it, go watch the scene. It's a good one. But anyway, the scene.
Watch the movie. Watch it multiple times.
It's this great long take that I think you told me was 2 takes.
I think they did it into 2 takes.
But they hide it. They mask it.
No, I think it's just 2 takes.
All right. Well, most of it's pretty long.
Yeah, when they first open up in his apartment.
Yeah.
It's one long take until I think right before he starts talking to the phone sex operator.
Sure. Okay. Well, that's sort of my point then. Right?
Yeah.
We have this.
And then it goes into another long take.
It's this wrestling. He wants to do it. We know. We've seen the little cutaway where he sees the phone sex line as he's cutting out the fucking coupons.
Yeah.
And Right, so he's having this internal debate, and so what P.T. Anderson smartly does is he has this long take, and he makes it this very restless. Like Adam Sandler never really picks a moment. He doesn't really know where he's going. He'll often go to places he's just left, and we have to follow him around. The camera itself is restless. We're restless. We're not sure what it is that he wants, and he doesn't know either. It's just other great just portrayal of the man-child and bringing that out through the lens. And what also P.T. Anderson will do is he'll put him in corners a lot. Like, he puts him in a corner and then has either things or people in front of him to help him feel trapped and help him feel like this environment that he can't handle is oppressing him and constricting him. That's a great smart character thing, too, that he does. Yeah. That's all. And then here's my note. Why does she ask him out? And then, which, of course, we later find out, and it makes a lot more sense.
One of my notes was, why is Adam Sandler so perfect in this?
Because I think it's the reason, like why he kept being this man-child. Like, there's a part of him in there that's kind of like that man-child, and I remember it a lot from his early 90s stand-up bits. You know, you'd see that in there, too. And I guess this was just the more realistic version for him to find it, so he could find it in himself who this guy was. If Adam Sandler were a lot more unhealthy, he would be this guy. If Adam Sandler has some bad years ahead of him, this is what he ultimately would become. So it seems a little easier for him to do it. And, you know, when you're casting, you cast for someone's spine most of the time. So that's why you see a lot of actors playing the same types of roles, or they always feel kind of close to it. It's because these people, there's part of them that's like these people in real life, and that's how it goes. And then I like to talk about the scene where he meets that girl, right? His sister brings the girl to work, right? And they're running back and forth. Mm-hmm. It's another very long take. This is great. It's very cluttered.
And the stuff's falling down from...
Stuff's falling down everywhere. Like, there's always a motivation for why he has to run around everywhere, which is very important to do if you're a young director. You can't just... Otherwise, you're just in a soap opera land. You're just like, I move here because we need to make it look interesting. No, he keeps that world very grounded, but more importantly, makes that world fall apart. Right, that world, he's losing... Because this new element, this inciting incident, this girl, that's essentially what this is a romantic-type comedy, right? So this girl is this new element in his life, and because now she's been introduced and he has a little crush on her, and now his world's falling apart and we see the beginning of it. But it would be a very long scene. It might be like a 5-minute scene. Like, it feels very long, but it would be very long, but it doesn't feel long because there's always something going on. Luis Guzman's kicking around too, like, and you get a little bit comedy moments out of that too. It's a fascinating scene to watch, and I might have gone back and watched it again way back when we watched it. I
just want to mention when he's talking to the clients. It's like right at the beginning of the movie, and he's like demonstrating they have new plungers with designs on them. And he's like, we have our new unbreakable handles, and he just goes to smack it on them, and it breaks everywhere. And he's like, this one must be one of the old models.
He keeps his composure, right? And he has to keep going back to the phone too.
Yeah, he's like, and then the guy's like, how many sisters do you have? He's like, I have 7.
They always make it. It always feels like Adam Sandler has to deal with this world that he's just not ready for, and it feels very mundane, right? Mm-hmm. He's selling his stuff. Everybody does that. Oh, he's got to answer the phone. He's talking to his family. But it feels like a lot of effort for him to have to do these very normal and mundane things. And I think that's what helps us subconsciously sympathize with him. I don't know if we ever fully empathize with him, but I don't know if that's a goal you can do as a filmmaker when you have one of these really, really unhealthy characters. You know, like in this Whitey Bulger movie that's going to come out, I don't think he wants us to empathize with Whitey Bulger, Johnny Depp, but I think...
It's also hard to empathize with Johnny Depp because he makes terrible movies for the past 10 years.
But I think I think he wants us to at least sympathize with him so we'll care about what's going on. So I think there are ways to do that, and I think this was a smart way to do it with this character. That in real life would be just a pain in everybody's ass and would be super annoying. But in this movie, you care a lot more about it. Right, it's kind of like Barney Stinson, How I Met Your Mother. Like, if that guy in real life, you would like hate him. He'd be this big DB. But in a TV show, when you have that distance and they can do a little writing to make it look a lot more awesome than it is, then you're like, yeah, fun, he's great. He's a pretty good character on that show. But in real life, you'd be like, ugh.
Oh yeah.
But you'd be like them. You'd be like, all right, calm down. We're not going laser tag gunning. Whatever that sport's called.
I said other directors know how to make him look funny, but it doesn't work anymore, and it's.
Because like we talked about this with Mr. Deeds, like I don't think he wants to be funny. Like he just wants to be the straight man now. So he doesn't. Nobody utilizes his scripts anymore. Nobody uses it in the script. Or even when he writes the scripts, doesn't even utilize. He's just like, how can we get this done as quickly as possible?
We can hang out and
I'm gonna hang out with my buddies
beers, play basketball.
I think we're pretty funny when we hang out. I bet the rest of America will too. And technically, he's not wrong. We keep seeing his damn movies.
Except for Pixels.
Pixels is still in theaters.
It's got one showing left.
In one theater, and Lincoln had a few. I think we should.
4 o'clock.
I think we should. I think that'd be easy. Right? Kids are in school now.
Yeah, well, for tomorrow's Labor Day.
Yeah, we won't go tomorrow. We can go like in the middle of the week.
Okay, we can try.
Oh, because you're going to be sleepy, aren't you?
Well, we can try.
You're
it's
going
4
to not pick
o'clock.
up my phone call anymore.
No.
Hey,
That's behind the scenes. Hey.
All right. But here's another line I thought was bad. I don't remember. I think he says it at the restaurant. He's like, I cry a lot. Something about that didn't feel right.
Oh,
either.
no, that's not in the restaurant. That's right at the beginning where he's in the laundry closet with his brother-in-law.
Yeah, he's talking to the brother-in-law.
And he's like, I cry a lot just randomly. And then he starts crying.
Yeah. Like that I bought so much. But then he follows it up where he's like, I don't remember throwing the hammer. What's that about?
Because his sisters are like, then one of his sisters comes up. He's like, "You had the hammer in your hand because you were building a doghouse."
Oh yeah, they were talking about his memory. But that was a really good line. That one I really, really believe. So these moments up there where he's not fully there, but that's not. I don't think that's P.T. Anderson's fault. I don't think that's Adam Sandler's fault. That's just he's just getting his sea legs. And for a man getting his sea legs and trying really hard, he pulls it off really well. Again, because a lot of that's inside of him. He can just find it there.
So, do you have any other things, or should we get to why he doesn't do these movies that often?
I got a few here.
Okay.
Let's see. What do I got here? There are a lot of extreme and frequent close-ups, which I think speaks to that paranoia. So I like it there too. You know, it's a man trying to keep the world out. You know, it's a man not wanting to be involved with the environment. His profile, he always keeps a lot of profile shots in this movie so that we don't get to know him that well. He wants to keep even us out.
It's the cover of the movie.
Right? Yeah, exactly. It's a great cover. So I like that too. Right? But then you kind of get some close-ups when he has the date with the girl. He's bringing her into his headspace. Like they start to do some over-the-shoulder shots, so we can kind of feel like they're connecting, and they have a lot more intimate, extreme close-ups that kind of match, so we get to grow their relationship in our minds that way, right? Or like when he has to, right? When does he run up to the girl, right? And he's lost in all those hallways, right? He can't find her.
Oh, I love that.
Great scene too. But that's it. That's the beginning of his arc. That's him exploring this deadly world that he doesn't understand. He can't even navigate around, but he's able to get there and he's able to find it.
Yeah, there's the line at the end when he's confronting Philip Seymour Hoffman. He says, "I have so much strength in me. You have no idea. I have a love in my life. It makes me stronger than anything you can imagine." And I just like that line.
Yeah, he's got great. Yeah, I remember that. That's his victory right there. No, that doesn't matter. He has this thing that's more important that's going to help him survive this world. Is because he's been able to put himself out there to have that love and to feel that love. What's Sandler? Sandler's dancing great. When does he dance in the movie?
He dances in the grocery store when he's like all excited with Luis Guzman.
Yeah, that's right. So that's great. That's a great use of his physical humor. Like he's got these great Can we talk about the Popeye song?
Oh, the Popeye song.
Like it took me a while to remember where it was from because I hadn't seen the Popeye movie in a long time.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking,
I have never seen it.
Why would we sample this song from a very obscure
sample?
Robert Altman
They use
movie?
the whole
That's
song.
right. The whole song
it's
is there.
The end credits.
Yeah, they use it again. They use it twice. When he's going to Hawaii, they use it at the end of the movie. So what? Yeah, I think we talked about it a little bit, like a couple weeks ago. But why would he use this song? Because he was a fan of Altman.
Yeah, he loves Altman.
Yeah,
but he's the most obscure
Altman movie. People forget that movie even exists. And Robin Williams and Shelley Duvall is in it, and they forget it's a movie.
It's on Netflix. I should watch it.
That's where I watched it. It's a weird movie, Joe.
I'm afraid to watch it.
Like they make it so much like a cartoon, like the original cartoon.
Yeah.
It feels weird that it's not a cartoon. It needs to be a cartoon to make me not my skin crawl. Like that's the problem I have with that movie. Another great line he has, "You're killing me." Oh, that is to say, it's not a great line, but he performs it well. "You're killing me, giving the number." We talked about that. Like I love it when he does that. Like that's a believable instant yelling. Right, more of these long takes to make Adam Sandler feel trapped. He can't escape. The camera's always following him. We're not really losing him in these long takes.
I love when he's running away from the brothers.
Yeah,
and he's just like, and he's like breathing so loud and like really awkwardly.
Yeah, like there's nothing sexy or cool or neat about it. It's just much more real and interpretation of this big scene. Yeah, he's a hero, but he's just a regular guy too. Like he's not Liam Neeson going to get his daughter out of Europe. Because she's been taken 3 times, like it's a big deal.
I think in one of them, he gets his wife and his daughter taken. I think that was taken too, because there's 2 people.
Liam Neeson, go hide in Montana, all right? Just go hide.
Yeah,
get out of there.
Or fight wolves.
Right, but one thing he does, right? That's like where they're like holding hands and like the iris closes on them, right? You seen that one, like the classic Hollywood, just black except for the circle around their hand, and that fades out too. I hate that.
Oh, you don't like that?
What was the point of that? Like, it's so jarring and unusual. And it's out of nowhere. It takes me out of the movie.
Scorsese does that.
You know what? And I'm trying to think of a moment. Like that's how little I notice it. So at least he can, or at least maybe he's setting up the whole movie to be able to fit those in there. This one felt really out of place. That's all. That's all I'm saying. It's not, I don't hate the idea of it itself. It's just bad.
When they're in their bedroom, he's like,
yeah,
I want to smash your face with a sledgehammer, and then she's like, I want to eat your eyeballs.
Yeah, yeah. These great lines. I love it.
It's terrific.
Right, and we don't even see that sister that much, the one that's always around.
Marilyn Rice Crab?
Yeah, what has she been in? I feel like I've seen her before.
She's in 24.
And really?
Yeah, she was Chloe. But she's been in some independent films. She was on Mr. Show when it first started.
Yeah?
Yeah. She's a comedian fixture in LA.
I liked her. She was good.
She got a lot of LA people in it. Because one of his movies takes place in LA.
Makes sense. But she even that character's pretty well fleshed out. I clearly didn't write down any examples, but I remember one of the last few times watching her, like in her office, like I don't know, there was something that, like her motivations and what she wanted out of this movie were all there too. She wasn't just a plot fixture to get him set up with the girl or to get some laughs and some background for Adam Sandler. She worked in her own right too, is what she was. She was a believable person, and that might be partly her and partly the script. So really great too. And the second half of this movie really flies by.
Oh, yeah.
Like this first half is this big build-up, and then we're just like, all right, we got to go real quickly. Let's get to the end. So let's wrap this up. Come on. We got to go.
Which is an Adam Sandler movie.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
All right.
And then, of course, the great slow reveal on Sandler in the final showdown.
What's that?
The slow reveal on Sandler in the final showdown, right? With Paul not Paul Thomas, where Philip Seymour Hoffman's getting his hair cut.
Oh, yeah.
Right, and they both look at something, and we're like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
And then we dolly out, and there he is right there in the corridor.
Got
the phone in his hand. Almost like Dagger-like, like we know what his intent is based on his use of that prop. Just from that one scene, like we know what he's there for. Right? And
like, I think right before he gets there, he is in his office, and he walks out with the phone, like, and he just drags it, and the cord just rips off right before he gets into his car.
Yes. Yeah. And then I have one last note here. I don't have any examples for this either audience, so I'm sorry. But apparently when I watched it, I noticed that a lot of the directing was having the world move around him. Mm-hmm. And then as the movie progressed, he would move in junction with this world, which of course is the tracing of the arc entirely. He might have used colors to help accentuate that too. I didn't notice that on my one pass through of the movie. I mean, you watched it 2 times, so
I've seen this movie so many times.
Yeah, so you might have picked up more on colors than I did, but that was what I noticed it for his arc. So that's my big long P.T. Anderson rant about the use. Like I said, he's good at what he does. He really does. There's a lot of times I don't really care. No, There Will Be Blood. That's a pretty good movie, but I just don't really care.
It's really good. It's a
pretty good movie. It's a pretty good movie.
I want to show my friends it, but it's one I'm afraid to because it's very. I feel like it's a long movie and
very long.
But like I don't mind the length. I just think it's
Listen,
hard. It's one of the ones that's hard to like.
I watch Bellatar. I clearly don't care about lengths either, but with that and Boogie Nights, just like
because
they're fine.
Magnolia's even longer. It's 3 hours and 8 minutes.
Like I think for filmmakers out there, I think these are movies you should watch. Except Hair and Vice, you should watch his movies.
You like The Master too?
Yeah, I like The Master.
Oh, that's good.
I like The Master.
I saw that in 70mm.
Like I think maybe that's what it is. Maybe I like his character studies more than I like his ensembles. When he tries to be Robert Altman, maybe he's just not. He's not. Yeah, I liked it. But I never want to watch it again. You know?
Man, no.
But The Master, I could watch it. Like something like you can find things in characters and these characters that are much more interesting for me to go back to than seeing these Altman-like ensemble things go on.
But William H. Macy's character, Little Bill, in Boogie Nights?
Yeah, listen,
when he keeps walking in on his wife getting fucked by that porn star.
He's got a comedy to him, P.T. Anderson does, and it ultimately has tragically with William H. Macy, but I don't know. I would never want to watch. I'm not interested in watching it again. I'm not going to, other than pure academia, there's not much more I'm going to glean from it emotionally. Oh. That's all.
It's definitely Mark Wahlberg's best movie.
Yeah, probably. I like Die Hard Huckabee, so.
I forgot about that one.
That was a good one.
I have this weird thing against David O. Russell right now.
That was it.
He's a dick.
He's a big dick, listen, the actors
and he needs to find a new muse. I'm so sick of Jennifer Lawrence.
The actors keep coming back to him, and they all talk about how much they hate him, but apparently they like the results that he gets, so...
Well, get ready for another David O. Russell movie with Jennifer Lawrence.
Of course, I know, like every time
it's called Joy. It's coming out on Christmas.
Yeah. And he got Bradley Cooper back for another one, too. I thought maybe Bradley Cooper was like, had enough, but now he's back, too, so it doesn't matter.
He's like, I need my Oscar. God, I've been nominated 3 times. So let's get to the reason why Adam Sandler doesn't do these movies that often.
Yeah, we've researched quite a bit.
Box office. It was
Yeah.
limited released on October
Yeah.
11th, 2002.
Oh, this movie is old. But I remember seeing previews for this movie.
I don't.
I do. I remember seeing them. I'm like, oh, that's a weird looking Adam Sandler movie.
I heard it was at the Zoetrope, and I wish I went to go see it
Was
there.
it the Zoetrope?
Yeah.
The Zoetrope?
Yes.
All right. There's like 4 screens, and they always show third-run movies.
They did Napoleon Dynamite.
That's where I saw Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, and I made Chris and Jake go, and they hated it. But
It's
I enjoyed it.
Oh, watched it again.
I wouldn't watch it again.
It doesn't hold up.
Would not watch it again.
It was number 23 in its opening release.
Makes sense.
It made $367,000.
Yeah, but how much per screen?
I
You don't have that there, do you?
I don't.
How many screens did it open up on?
5 theaters.
See? That's pretty good, Joe.
That's really
60
good.
grand a theater?
Wow, that is really good.
That's pretty good, Joe.
So, yeah, people were probably like very interested to see what Sandler was doing. But you know who wasn't interested in seeing what Sandler was doing?
America. Which is unfortunate, right? Which is weird because it's Adam Sandler. Like they went and saw. What is it? What came before this? They went and saw Mr. Deeds because Adam Sandler was in it.
Summer, it came with the summer before.
Only because Adam Sandler was in it. So unless they had Adam Sandler fatigue from Mr. Deeds, it's weird that they would see this Adam Sandler movie and go, eh.
Also, they didn't because the next 2 movies he did made tons of money.
So that's weird.
And the movie wasn't just in a limited release, so they didn't have to seek it out. It came into wide release November 1st, 2002.
Yeah. Made $60,000 on those 5 screens. Of course, it came into wide release.
And it was number 8 though. And it only made $4 million for the opening weekend.
How much did the movie cost to make, though?
Oh god, it was super cheap.
Yeah.
Budget. Oh, I can look it up. Sorry.
Yeah, I thought. Yeah, what's on your phone then that you're looking at?
The Box Office Mojo. It says NA, which is dumb. I don't know why it didn't list it there. I should have it though. Hold on. No, I don't for some stupid reason. But yeah, so it was number 8 in its opening release, and it made $4 million, and then domestically it did 17.8 before it got out of theaters.
I can't imagine this movie being made for more than $10 million. Even if it makes $10 million, that movie's still turning a profit. It's only a $2 million profit when you factor in P&A estimates,
and it finished worldwide $24.6 million.
Yeah, so it
made money.
Right, it made money. It didn't make great money. Producers aren't going yippee. I mean, they did make a couple million. What?
You want to know why I think it cost so much to make?
How much did it cost to make?
$25 million.
It cost $25 million to make this movie. To make this movie cost $25 million?
Do you think it's because Sandler wanted a big salary?
Is that what the money was?
I feel like that's why it cost so much. No, I don't know.
$20 million.
Costing don't they go on location to Hawaii?
Whoop-de-doo. Joe, they filmed Lost there, all right? It doesn't cost much money to film in Hawaii.
I don't know why.
Thinking about it, they didn't even have to spend that much time in Hawaii. You get a day or two there. You're good to go. Then you're in studios.
I don't know. That makes no sense. I don't know why it cost $25 million. Maybe
Adam Sandler did. It just felt like a movie that Adam Sandler would do. You know, he'd be like, all right, I'll take a couple million. That's all I need. I don't need much.
Like, they could have done this movie for $5 million and still get him, like, half that money.
Right?
I don't understand why. This is our mystery we need to figure out.
Like, let's Adam Sandler, Pete Davidson really wanted to do this Adam Sandler movie with him, and Adam Sandler was like, not
because that's...
Right, and Adam Sandler just wanted the big paycheck to do it, and Adam Sandler just in it for the money. That'd be really heartbreaking.
That's like the same budget as for, like, Waterboy, Happy Gilmore, and Billy Madison. Like, all those movies have the same budget as, like...
$25 million just seems like a lot.
Because I feel like you could make that same movie with, like, 10.
But yeah, I feel like a lot... Listen, I think a big part of what Hollywood's issues are is that a lot of their movies are made for far more money than they need to be. I truly believe that. And if they made their movies cheaper, they'd be much easier for them to stay in the black. But the independent movies usually are pretty good about how much money they're spending because they know they're not going to get a lot of audience and they know they're not going to make a lot of money, so they try to keep the cost down as much as possible. It feels weird. $25 just feels bloated. It feels... was Pete Davidson doing studio movies yet? Like
no. The only movies he did Magnolia and Boogie Nights and Hard 8.
Yeah, so he should know better. That's all.
Like I think There Will Be Blood had obviously a bigger budget, but I don't feel like he's ever gone that high because his movies they make money, but they don't make.
He knows. Like it's like Bob Goldthwait. He knows. Just keep it cheap so you can keep the investors happy.
I'm looking at the next movie he made, There Will Be Blood.
Yeah. Yeah?
Do you know how much There'll Be Blood cost?
No, how much?
Oh, take a guess.
80 million.
Lower.
60 million.
Lower.
15 million.
What did you say, 15?
Yeah.
Higher.
Is it 50?
Oh, no, it's 50.
Yeah.
Lower.
Lower than 50?
Lower than 50.
25 million.
25 million.
It costs the same as Punch Drunk Love. Are you kidding me? There was a period movie. They had to go to oil rigs. You couldn't make Punch Drunk Love for less than 5. I know it's BS. P.T. Anderson, I know your budget's BS. Where'd the money go? I don't want to throw Adam Sandler under the bus, but it's the only thing that makes sense. Unless Louis Guzman thought he was bigger than he was.
Now I want to look up how much the rest of his movies go. Magnolia must have been a huge budget. That's an opus. Oh my god. Why? We need to figure out why that movie costs that much money.
Audience, if you're out there...
Budget for Magnolia, a 3-hour, 8-minute fucking giant opus.
Twice the length of Adam Sandler's movie.
37 million.
Oh, come on.
And he had to pay Tom Cruise,
and
the biggest
your
movie
cast
star.
is like 15 people.
Oh, god damn it. That's so annoying.
Anyone listening out there, Lev, can you patch us through the audience? Oh, that's right, this is a podcast. Yep, I forgot. So, people listening out there, if you can track down the budget
The
on
Master
this,
was 32 million. So he...
Yeah. Or figure out for us why this could possibly cost $25 million. Where's the money going?
Yeah.
Please tell the audience. Please tell me.
We should just go off a little tangent, but like money spending. So I saw this little thing for the top 5 like flops for the blockbusters this summer, and The Man from U.N.C.L.E.
Yeah.
It costs like $100-something million to make.
Yeah, way too much.
And like it's made like I don't know, like 50 or 60 million already.
Had a pretty crappy opening weekend. And
Yeah.
we were part of the opening weekend. We were part of the problem.
Well,
We were part of the problem.
sort of. We didn't pay.
Hey! We paid, audience.
Oh my god, Inherent Vice. Guess that budget.
25 million.
20 million.
Come on.
A movie that was made in 2014.
There's a lot more going on here. Come on. P.T. Anderson.
And it was a period piece again. He hasn't done a modern film since Punch Drunk Love.
P.T. Anderson, are you listening? Is he listening, Lev? No, probably not. Yeah, that makes sense.
We love you so much.
If somebody can
Why
give
did your
this
Punch
to
Drunk Love budget
P.T.
get so inflated?
Anderson, could you just let us know? We're not going to... We just want to know. It's just pure curiosity. How? How did this happen?
Was it Sandler?
Is it Sandler? It would make sense. I just want to know.
Did he need to go make his animated movie? Were you just giving him his budget?
Yeah, did you give him money to make his cartoon? His terrible cartoon,
which we are about to watch.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that there. So so Adam Sandler doesn't do these movies anymore because they don't make him any money?
He does them once in a while with Cobbler, which you're gonna see.
Cobbler.
Men, Women, and Children, which you saw.
Netflix keeps wanting me to watch The Cobbler.
Because you've been watching Sandler films.
Yeah. Men, Women, and Children, it's hard to count as an Adam Sandler movie because he's not in it much.
He's the lead actor in it.
He's the top billed actor because he's the guy everybody knows the most.
Yeah. Well,
right? Who do they know more than him?
Not Judy Greer.
Not Judy Greer. You are correct.
What do you know me from?
I forgot she was in that movie, and I like this. I'm like one of 5 people on the planet that like this movie, and I forgot Judy Greer was in it.
I'm one of those 5 too.
I didn't know what this movie was when I went into it. All right, I'm getting up. We'll save that for the Adam Sandler Men, Women, Children podcast.
Yes, I think we owe that.
I have a lot to talk about Men, Women, and Children.
Good. I think we owe that one a full episode. I don't think we should count it.
We'll see.
We'll do it. We'll do maybe like a half-hour one, or like a half one.
All right. So it's a money thing, right?
I can't believe that movie's $25 million.
$25 million. Blowing my mind right now.
I didn't know that, but I know it didn't make that much. But he could have made the movie for $10 million, and then it could have been a successful film.
It would have been a successful film.
Like, not that by much, but like it would have turned a little
I think
profit.
there's a part because I remember somebody had watched it. We watched Rain Over Me. Somebody had watched an interview.
You watched that movie?
I watched that movie.
Oh, well, that's another like one of his little independent
I watched
ones.
it years ago. And my friend was like, "Oh, why doesn't he do these movies anymore?" Because he'd also watched Punch Drunk Love with me. And then it's like Adam Sandler just saying like, "Yeah, I don't know, it's a lot." I don't remember. It boiled down to being like a lot of hard work and it wasn't that much fun. And he didn't feel he was that good at it. So look, there's some of that Punch Drunk Love character coming out right there, like that, and that might be it. Maybe that's what it is.
Oh no!
More than this movie not being a success, but when we do our Adam Sandler movie,
Oh.
We will help convince
So
him.
excited.
But we might not be able to afford to do because he's going to want $20 million to do it.
Well,
we don't know.
You can go fuck yourself.
And then we'll do a $25 million movie, and $20 million will be Adam Sandler will be 4/5 of the budget of our $25 million movie. Did you watch that audio thing I sent you?
You sent me an audio thing?
In the email, Joe!
I haven't looked at the email. I was busy all day yesterday. I'm trying to move into my house.
Okay. All right. Well, then we can't do that episode today.
What
Very well.
episode?
We're going to do the mini-pod.
I can look it up right now.
No, because you have to listen to it.
How long is it?
An hour.
Oh,
Joe.
Jesus Christ.
An hour. It's a whole story. It's the inspiration. It's going to be a good movie. All right, so say it funny. All right. So any other thing else to talk about before we go to final thoughts?
I'm
Last looks.
Last looks?
Last looks. I'm going to call it last
That's
looks
last
now.
looks.
Last looks. You want to do last looks?
Yeah, let's
All right, what are your last looks?
I really wish his budgets would go less.
Are we talking about pod-isode now? No,
He's talking about
Adam
Sandler. He needs to figure out
Yeah.
what he's doing in his life right now.
I think
it's time to figure out your existential crisis.
Knows what he's doing. He's just happy with it. Like, he's almost like a man at peace. He's like,
there's no way he can be happy.
why
right
not?
now. Because he's been in the news all summer for this fucking Native American incident.
Yeah, I don't think that's such. I don't know. That's just what he finds funny. Like he did the Wet Chicks Netflix thing, right? Or is it something like that?
Yeah, because he liked Netflix because it rhymed with Wet Chicks.
Wet Chicks, right? It's just I think any good successful celebrity has the ability to drain out the noise. I think so. So I was like, yeah, some people hate me, but my movies still make way too much money, so
Pixels didn't do that well.
Pixels didn't do that well.
That's one of the flops of the summer.
You got one strike.
No, because That's My Boy was a huge strike.
But out of the 80 movies he's done, how many have been struck? But The Cobbler's different because The Cobbler's not a big thing movie.
But I'm saying the last 6 or 7 movies he's done have not turned a profit.
But it doesn't matter because then I'm like a grown-ups and it won't matter. And then I'm
the second one's great.
And I'm like a grown-ups too and it won't matter as well. So
Grown-ups, the first one's terrible.
Like he's almost like a traditional movie studio where he can make 10 crappy movies, but 2 of the movies will be tentpoles and will hold up the rest of them.
Yeah,
so,
do we remember what Disney was doing at the beginning of the 2000s? They were making terrible movies that were making no money.
Like this is a movie studio. Those are movie studios' business plans.
And then they bought Pixar, and now they're making tons of money.
We're just gonna stick a bunch of stuff against the wall.
They bought Star Wars,
and at some point, some things are gonna work, and most of them won't. But the things that work are gonna work really well, and it won't matter.
Do you think Sandler will do a Pixar movie at any point in his career? He
did
it. He did a Disney movie.
What a Disney movie?
Bedtime Stories.
That was Bedtime Stories.
I haven't watched it. It's terrible.
But you haven't watched it.
I haven't finished it, I should say.
Okay.
It's got Russell Brand in it.
I don't think Adam Sandler cares, because Adam Sandler made a shitty Pixar movie, and he made floppy movies before that. Netflix still gave him a 4-movie deal. So, right, and he's going to have a movie that comes out next year, I'm sure that's not on Netflix. So it won't matter.
I don't think so. I think
he's
right
not
now
allowed to?
No, he's
just chugging out 4 movies as quickly as possible.
Kind of. He's doing that do-over right now. They just finished shooting the Ridiculous Six.
Okay, so we're just gonna make this 4 movies, and I imagine he's just gonna find work after that. I just imagine. I can't not believe that. Adam Sandler's just a thing not going away.
Yeah, you know what he's gonna be doing next?
What?
Our movie.
He's gonna do our movie. No, but
after Netflix in 4 years.
And we'll get to when we get to grown-ups, I'll have my grown-up speech. And that'll kind of help highlight why I think he still will.
Still have 15 movies.
15?
I think there's 15 between grown-ups.
I will be dead before this by my own hand.
Yeah, you have to sit through. What do you have to sit through? Some good flicks. You have to sit through The Longest Yard. Terrible.
I saw The Longest Yard when it came out in theaters.
Me too.
I saw it.
I wanted to vomit afterwards because, first of all, because the projectionist was an idiot and he had half the movie on top of the ceiling.
Yeah, that's right, audience. We were dealing with film projectors back then.
Maybe I should appreciate
that. When The Longest Yard came out. And the person had to be there and manually maintain it. Not this big giant box.
This is just a computer.
Yeah, with the computer that does everything by itself. And then at the end of the movie, it goes to a Microsoft loading screen.
Oh, that's kind of a bummer.
It's kind of where you see the little start menu at the bottom. It's like Windows XP. Like, okay, let's go a little high tech here. Can't we just upgrade to 7? So my last looks, I'll be a little less hard on Sandler. Adam Sandler.
I wasn't very hard on him.
You're a little hard on Sandler. Adam Sandler, I don't know why you don't like to do... We can only posture here why you don't like to do these types of movies
you already got your money. Apparently.
Yeah, exactly. Most actors, when they get... We don't know why you don't do these movies anymore. We don't. But wasn't there something enjoyable you found about figuring out a little bit who you are?
What about your Golden Globe nomination? We didn't mention that.
I go whoop-de-doo Golden Globes. Wasn't there something that you found enjoyable about the whole process, the self-discovery? And maybe that was all you needed. Maybe you figured out who you were then and you knew your place in the world, and that's why you can rest on your laurels of grown-ups and your SNL work from the mid-'90s. I don't know, but if you thought maybe you didn't fully know who you were, or you wanted to be a better you, maybe try to do more of these roles and figure out who you are, and maybe, just maybe, it'll be our movie. Just saying, Adam Sandler, maybe that movie's our movie. But if not,
was it Judy Greer who you've worked with?
Worked with Judy Greer, but I don't think they were on the same set at the same time ever, so I don't think it mattered.
They might have been.
I would highly, unless they're in the scene, they're probably not on set together. At a cast party, perhaps.
I'm trying to think.
That'd be it. I don't think so. Like, they're all separate storylines. I don't think they really intersect ever.
No, because they have that like weird parent meeting when they're talking about like their kids being too involved with their devices. Which I know it's very heavy-handed, but
that movie has a flaw. That is extremely heavy-handed. But other than that, but we're getting off track.
Jennifer Garner, fuck you.
We're getting off track again.
Your character's annoying.
All right, calm down. Okay, so Lev, thank you. All right, our episode today was sponsored by Slinky Tops. I'm going to read the copy. All right, can we get better copy?
Oh, you know what he might be doing?
I'm being told that we can't.
In between his Netflix movies.
Yeah.
Hotel Transylvania 3. Because he's doing 2 in next.
The second one hasn't even come out yet.
We got 2.
The second one could be awful, right? And we don't know.
Oh, I think it's gonna be great. It looks great.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
I'm kidding. I don't know. I've never seen the first one.
All right. But if the second one flops, you're still in it for a third one. Why would you do that? It's like the Avatar when Avatar 1 came out and they said, all right, here's we're gonna make 3 more. Why don't you make one more and see where that goes? All right.
Yeah.
Now that the novelty is worn off, make sure the second one's still doing okay.
Yeah, they're filming 3. They're doing 3 back to back to back.
3.
So there's gonna be 4 of them.
4 Avatar movies. I feel like 1 was too much. I think you got as much story as you possibly could.
That you were tearing apart from Pocahontas and Dances with Wolves.
Why do you need... Where are you going to go with 3 more?
Yeah, why can't you make a Terminator film, Cameron?
Where could you go with 3 more? Oh, I'm getting angry again.
Yes.
Adam Sandler, please just try to... Please just figure out who you are. That's all. I do it every day.
You do it every day. You figure out who you are.
I figure out who I am. I get out of bed and I go, why the fuck am I going to do this again?
Who am I today? Oh, yes.
All right, so joining me as always, Joe. Joe, of course, the maker of fine cotton panties, but for men. We already did that, didn't we? Oh, well. I'm getting lazy. What can you do?
And joining me, as always, Patrick Scahill.
Maker of weird short films and a cartoon about mantises that will be released in October. So there you go. Check it out on www.quixoticunited.com, along with all some shorts, and maybe these podcasts will be linked there as well. Anyway.
Oh, yeah.
So you'd already be there. Thank you for stopping by. All right, Joe, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Thanks for listening.
Sat on a park bench with their bodies touching, holding hands in the moonlight. Once more, her voice was heard. "Kiss me, John," she implored, and leaning over, he pressed his lips warmly to hers in fervent osculation.
Yeah, well, you have me now. You sound very cute. Very nice. That line's not in the movie.
That line's, I guess a good cut.
It's not in the... Because...
It's weird that you have it memorized so well.
I like this... This is like...
You really like this movie. I get it.
This is my top 3.
I get it. You really like this movie.
Maybe top 2. Vanilla Sky is awkwardly hard to beat out. Because now I don't know if it holds up. I need to watch it again.
You gotta watch it again?
Vanilla Sky.
To
see if it holds up against Punch Drunk Love. I think I might like Punch Drunk Love more now.
Let me tell you...
I know you don't like Vanilla Sky that much.
Let me tell you... What was I going to tell you?
I don't know.
every time I download a thing on Amazon...
What, Prime?
Music.
Oh, okay.
Right, it has always changed, and it has over time become more complex and annoying. The first time you would do it, and then it would download to your computer, and you said, great. All right, that was like 2 years ago. And then a year ago, I bought something, and now I had to, like, download an Amazon downloader so it would know how to download.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. No.
But now that doesn't work anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And now there's a different downloading program.
Mm-hmm.
Now I have 2 Amazon downloading programs on my computer. And that third one, that took me a day and a half to figure it out. It was for this Mr. Turner soundtrack. It was the most frustrating thing imaginable. So that's my Amazon rant, I suppose.
I agree with that Amazon rant because I went to go download an album and they give you that Amazon Music player.
Yeah,
and it's bullshit.
Yeah, I don't
Sorry,
even know the
Amazon.
point of that, right? I don't even like just give me the files and I'm gonna put it on my iPod. I don't need your weird player thing. All right, it's fine. That's fine. I'll play the music files in Windows Media Player. I'll be okay. I'll be okay. I can figure it out, Amazon. All right, save yourself some time and R&D and just give me the files. Just give me the files, Amazon.
But yeah, speaking of Amazon, Listen Up, Philip. It's on Prime right now.
All right. I will watch it. I saw Creep.
Oh, did you hate it?
Yeah, that movie sucked. I can't believe you told me to watch that.
It was short. That's why I was like, get it out.
That's why I kept doing it. I'm like, well, I'm halfway through. It looks like the movie's just beginning 40 minutes in, but I mean, there's only 40 minutes left. Let's just do it.
Not even. It was even shorter than that. It was like 75 minutes.
So boring.
Yeah.
I think you had called me in the middle of it, and I kept trying to get you off. I want to finish this fucking movie so I can go on with my life, Joe. I think it was last weekend. It was Saturday.
It was okay.
That's why I didn't watch World According to Garp, because I said, we'll try Creep Out.
Well, World According to Garp is 2.5 hours.
I would have worked differently around it. I would have done it. Now I'm just full of regret.
I didn't hate Creep. I thought it was okay.
No,
I'm not going to watch it again.
Worthless movie. Mark Duplass, come on.
Oh,
try a little harder.
My twin? My 15-year-old twin?
Yeah, the guy who's going to play you in the movie about us.
Yeah, so thank God. He's a handsome devil.
Yes. And what else? Well, they finally released Taxi in a complete box set. Right? Now I got to sell my box set. Which isn't a box set, which is what Amazon promised me when I bought it. It's just all 5 separately, and they were wrapped together.
Is the last season shorter?
No, over there, season they just package it differently. They realize, we're not making that much money. Let's save as much as we can. I don't like when they do that. It's
so
annoing.
Keep them in the same
right.
model.
You at least try to do that now. So
I feel like I have issues when I don't like when people package things for the same season differently.
I'm glad that I bought it anyway because it's a great show. But I'm even more glad that they made a 35th anniversary thing. Now have them all in a little box. It'll be all right.
So are we recording?
Yeah, we're recording.
Do you want to welcome?
Yeah, I guess we can begin the show. All right. Yeah, so we have any old business before we go on to new business? Any old business? The chair recognizes old business. Old business, Joe?
Old business?
Old business?
Mr. Deeds sucks still?
Mr. Deeds sucks still? Old business, Lev? Okay, fine. We're going to start the show. All right, great.